Sun hit the empty junkyard as Hana Kim walked between piles of metal. Earth had changed since the aliens came 3 months ago. The Stellar Dominion ships had destroyed many cities, including parts of Seoul. People lived in fear now. Hana pulled her jacket closer and kept walking. She was looking for something special in this forgotten place. The military had told everyone that the crashed alien scout ship was useless, just broken pieces. But Hana knew better. There must be something here we can use, she whispered to herself. Her hands touched a strange piece of metal. It felt warm, unlike Earth metals. It had an odd blue glow when sunlight hit it at certain angles. Hana carefully put it in her bag. Dr. Kim, are you sure about this? A deep voice called from behind her. Hana turned to see June Park climbing over a pile of twisted metal. His strong build showed his military background, and his eyes kept watching for danger. Yes, I'm sure, Hana answered. And please just call me Hana. June looked doubtful. The military experts already checked this crash site. They said nothing works. Hana smiled and pulled out the glowing piece. They don't know what to look for. See how it reacts to my touch? This isn't just metal, it's responsive. As if to prove her point, the piece glowed brighter when she held it tighter. June's eyes widened. What do you think it is? Part of their power system, maybe. I need more pieces to know for sure. They spent hours searching through the wreckage. By evening, Hana had collected a bag full of strange parts. Some hummed softly. Others changed color when touched. We need more help, Hana said as they rested. I know who to call. The next morning, 2 more people joined them at the junkyard. Dae-ho Lee was thin with thick glasses, a brilliant physicist who had lost his university when the aliens bombed it. Soo-min Kang was younger, barely 20, with quick eyes and faster hands. She had been a rising star in computer programming before the invasion. This is crazy, Dae-ho said, examining a curved piece of alien metal. You really think we can use their technology against them? They think we're primitive, Hana replied. That's their mistake. Soo-min was already connecting her laptop to a small alien device. Their coding is strange, but I can see patterns. For 2 weeks they worked in secret, collecting parts and taking them to an abandoned garage near the edge of the ruined city. They learned quickly that the alien technology responded to human touch in unexpected ways. It almost seems alive, June said one evening as a piece moved under his fingers. Soo-min nodded. It's like it learns from us. Their big discovery came when Hana accidentally cut her hand on a sharp edge. A drop of her blood fell onto a central piece they had been studying. The entire collection of parts suddenly lit up, pulsing in rhythm. It's responding to biological input, Dae-ho gasped. Not just touch, but actual biological material. From that moment, their work moved faster. They realized the aliens' technology was partly organic, designed to connect directly with living pilots. This was why Earth weapons had been so ineffective against them. 1 month after finding the crash site, they had enough parts to build something. None of them knew exactly what it would be, but they felt guided by the technology itself. We need somewhere bigger to work, Hana said, and safer. June knew about an old subway maintenance tunnel that had been abandoned years before the invasion. It was deep, hidden, and had emergency power that still worked. The day they moved their collection underground, they heard news that made their work even more urgent. The Stellar Dominion had announced that Earth would be processed within 6 months, its resources harvested and its population reduced to work camps. In their new workshop, surrounded by alien scrap that glowed in the dim light, Hana looked at her team. What we're building isn't just a weapon, she said quietly. It's hope. Dae-ho was already drawing plans on a large board. Soo-min had her computer set up, trying to understand the alien coding. June was organizing their parts, his military mind seeing the beginnings of something powerful. As Hana watched them work, she felt the warm piece of metal in her pocket. It pulsed like a heartbeat. She didn't fully understand the technology yet, but she understood one thing clearly. What the aliens saw as trash would become their downfall. It's just scrap metal now, she thought, but soon it will be much more. Please be sure to use proper citations if you reference search results in your response. Water dripped from the ceiling of the old subway tunnel. The sound echoed in the large space where Hana and her team had been working for 2 months. Their workshop was filled with strange alien parts, tools, and the glow of computer screens. "It's not working again," Su-min sighed, pushing away from her laptop. For days she had tried to make the alien power cell connect with their Earth technology. Each time the system would start, glow bright blue, then shut down. June wiped sweat from his face. The tunnel was hot from all their equipment, running. "Maybe we need more power?" "More power isn't the answer," Daeho said, looking up from his notes. "We don't understand how their energy works. It doesn't follow our rules of physics." Hana hadn't slept in 2 days. Her hands were cut and burned from working with the alien metal. Still, she didn't stop. She couldn't. Outside their hidden workshop, the Stellar Dominion was taking more control each day. People were being moved to work camps. Food was becoming scarce. "There must be something we're missing," Hana said, touching the largest piece of alien technology. It was shaped like a curved shell, big enough for a person to sit inside. They had found it buried deep in the crashed ship. That night, when the others were sleeping, Hana sat alone with the shell. She placed her hand on it and closed her eyes. Instead of thinking about circuits and power, she thought about her family, her home, her fear, and her hope. To her surprise, the shell began to warm under her touch. A soft blue light spread from her fingers across the surface. "It responds to emotion," she whispered, understanding suddenly coming to her. Not logic. Emotion. The next morning, Hana shared her discovery with the team. "The Dominion aren't like us. They think as one mind, all logic and no feeling. Their technology responds to what they don't have, individual emotion." "So how do we use that?" June asked. Hana pointed to a helmet-like device they had built from smaller parts. "We need to connect our minds directly to the technology, not to control it with thoughts, but with feelings." Su-min looked worried. "That's dangerous. We don't know what it might do to a human brain." "I'll test it," June offered. They worked for another week to make the connection safe. When they were ready, June sat inside the shell and put on the helmet. Hana connected the power cell. "Think about why you're fighting," she told him. "Focus on your feelings, not your thoughts." June closed his eyes. The shell began to glow, brighter than ever before. The power cell hummed with energy. For a moment, everything seemed to be working. Then June screamed. The shell flashed with blinding light. When they could see again, June was on the floor, not moving. "He's alive," Daeho said after checking. "But barely." For 3 days, June didn't wake up. The team took turns watching him while continuing their work. When word of their project reached Jin-Woo Choi, the local resistance leader, he came to see them. "This is too dangerous," Jin-Woo said after seeing June's condition. "You should focus on simpler weapons." "Simple weapons won't stop them," Hana argued. "Give us more time." 1 week, Jin-Woo decided. "Then you join the other resistance efforts." That night, June finally opened his eyes. "I saw inside their minds," he whispered, his voice weak. "They're afraid of us. Not of our weapons, but of our emotions, our creativity. We're unpredictable to them." With this new information, the team worked even harder. Su-min redesigned the neural interface to filter the connection, protecting the human mind. Daeho found a way to use smaller power bursts that were safer. Hana reworked the shell to respond to specific emotional states. 6 days after Jin-Woo's visit, they were ready to test again. This time, Hana would be the one to connect. "We don't have a weapon yet," Su-min warned. "Just the control system." "It's enough to show Jin-Woo we should continue," Hana said. She sat in the shell and put on the improved helmet. As the system powered up, she felt a strange tingling across her skin. Instead of fighting it, she relaxed and focused on her determination to save Earth. The shell responded immediately. Blue light spread across its surface, following the pattern of her thoughts. The alien metal began to shift and move, reshaping itself around her. When Jinwoo arrived the next day, he found something he never expected. Where there had been a collection of scrap, there now stood the beginning of a machine. It was half-formed but clearly powerful. At its center sat Hana, her eyes glowing with the same blue light as the technology around her. "It's not just metal anymore," June told Jinwoo. "It's becoming something new, something that understands human emotion." Jinwoo watched as the machine responded to Hana's calm voice, parts moving and shifting. "How long until it's complete?" he asked. 2 months, Hana answered, her voice echoing strangely through the machine. "Maybe less. We're not building it anymore. We're growing it." 6 months of hard work had changed the pile of alien scrap into something amazing. The team stood back and looked at their creation with pride and worry. They had named it Phoenix. "It's not pretty," Sumin said, walking around the machine. Phoenix was not smooth or perfect like the Stellar Dominion ships. It had rough edges and exposed parts. Pieces of different colors and shapes came together in a strange but powerful design. "Pretty doesn't matter," June replied. "Only working matters." Phoenix stood about 15 feet tall. It had 4 legs that could also change into wheels. The main body looked like a mix between a tank and a giant insect. At the front was a clear area where the pilot would sit, surrounded by controls that responded to touch and thought. Daeho checked his readings on a tablet. "The power levels are stable. The neural interface is working better than we hoped." Hana touched the side of Phoenix. The metal warmed under her hand, almost like it recognized her. After months of connection during the building process, the machine seemed to have formed a bond with her. "We need to test it," she said. "Not just here, in the tunnel. Outside." Jinwoo, who visited often now to check their progress, shook his head. "Too dangerous. Dominion patrols are everywhere." "We'll go at night," Hana said. "To the empty area near Incheon. If it works there, we can start planning real attacks." That night, they loaded Phoenix onto an old truck covered with tarps. The Aitam trip to the testing grounds was tense. Twice they had to hide from Dominion flying patrols, the alien ships passing overhead with searching lights. The testing area was perfect, flat ground with some old buildings for cover. As June and Daeho uncovered Phoenix, the machine seemed to shine under the moonlight. "Remember," Sumin told Hana as she prepared to enter the pilot area, "the neural link is stronger now. Your emotions will directly affect how Phoenix works." Hana nodded and climbed inside. The control area fit around her like it was made for her body. In many ways it was. The neural helmet came down over her head, and she felt the familiar tingle as the connection formed. "Systems active," she said, her voice coming through Phoenix's speakers. "I can feel everything." The team stepped back as Phoenix rose up on its legs. The machine moved smoothly, each step careful but strong. Hana guided it across the open area, testing speed and balance. "Weapon systems?" Jinwoo asked through the radio. Hana focused, and panels on Phoenix's sides opened to reveal modified Dominion energy weapons. They had taken the alien technology and made it stronger, more efficient. "Working," she confirmed, testing on that old building. Phoenix turned toward an abandoned warehouse. The weapons charged with a high-pitched sound, then fired. Beams of blue energy hit the building, turning concrete into dust instantly. "More powerful than we calculated," Daeho said, checking his readings with wide eyes. They continued testing for an hour. Phoenix could run, jump, and even climb the side of a building. Its shields blocked small arms fire completely. The neural interface allowed Hana to control it with just her thoughts and feelings. But there were problems too. The power system became unstable when multiple weapons fired at once. The right rear leg moved slower than the others. The shield would flicker if Hana's concentration broke. "We need more time to fix these issues," Sumin said as they prepared to leave. That's when they heard it, the high-pitched whine of Dominion engines. 3 patrol ships appeared over the hills, their lights scanning the ground. They detected the weapons fire, Jinwoo shouted. "Everyone take cover." June, Sumin, Daeho, and Jinwoo ran for the nearest building, but Hana stayed inside Phoenix. "Get out of there," June yelled through the radio. We can't fight them yet. No time, Hana replied, her voice steady. They've seen Phoenix. If I leave it, they'll destroy our only chance. The Dominion ships circled lower, their weapons charging. These weren't scout ships. They were fighters, built for combat. Inside, Phoenix. Hana took a deep breath. Fear wouldn't help her now. She focused on her determination, her hope for Earth's freedom. Phoenix responded, its systems glowing brighter. The first Dominion ship fired. Hana raised Phoenix's arm, activating the shield. The energy blast hit but didn't break through. The machine shook but held together. Attacking, Hana said, and moved Phoenix forward. What followed was like a dance. Phoenix moved with surprising speed for its size, dodging energy blasts while firing back. One Dominion ship exploded when hit directly in its engine. The second tried to escape, but crashed when Phoenix's beam cut through its control systems. The third ship turned to flee, sending out signals to the Dominion fleet. Before it could escape, Phoenix leaped an impossible distance, grabbing the ship and tearing its weapons array free. When it was over, 3 Dominion ships lay destroyed on the ground. Phoenix stood among them, damaged but victorious. Parts of its outer shell were melted. One leg didn't work anymore. Smoke came from several joints. But it had won. Inside, Hana removed the neural helmet with shaking hands. When she climbed out, her team stared at her with shock and new hope. It works, she said simply. Jinwoo looked at the destroyed alien ships, then back at Phoenix. They'll come looking for whatever did this, and when they find it, they'll be afraid, Hana finished, for the first time since they arrived. The old hospital basement was dark and cold. It was the team's 4th hiding place in just 1 month. Each time they settled somewhere, they had to leave quickly when Dominion search ships got too close. They're tracking our power signature, Hana explained as she helped June move heavy parts of Phoenix. The machine had been taken apart for the move, its pieces hidden in different trucks. Now they had to put it back together again. Sumin looked up from her computer. I've changed the energy output pattern again. Maybe this time they won't find us so quickly. Since the battle at Inshan, the Stellar Dominion had become obsessed with finding Phoenix. Their ships patrolled constantly. They had even offered rewards to humans who would give information about the strange machine that had destroyed 3 of their fighters. We need to be ready faster this time, Daeho said. The resistance in Busan sent a message. The Dominion is attacking their main base tomorrow. Jinwoo had become their full connection to the growing human resistance. After word spread about Phoenix defeating Dominion ships, people everywhere had new hope. Small groups fought back against the aliens with whatever weapons they could find. We have something else, Jinwoo said, walking into the basement with a young woman. This is young Mi Cho. Before the invasion, she was a concert pianist. Hana looked confused. We need fighters, not musicians. Young Mi spoke softly. Jinwoo said you need people who can connect with your machine, people with creativity. This was true. Over the past weeks, they had discovered something surprising about Phoenix. Not everyone could connect with it properly. June could form a basic connection but couldn't control the weapons well. Sumin could make it walk but not much more. Daeho got terrible headaches when he tried. The neural interface works best with creative minds, Hana had realized. People who can think in patterns and feelings, not just logic. They tested young Mi that evening. To everyone's surprise, her connection with Phoenix was almost as strong as Hana's. The machine responded to her touch like it was dancing. It's like playing music, young Mi explained after removing the neural helmet. You learn the rules, then you create within them. Jinwoo nodded. We're finding more people like her. Artists, writers, children with big imaginations. They all connect better with the technology than soldiers do. Over the next few weeks, they trained young Mi to pilot Phoenix. The team also made improvements to the machine, fixing damage from the battle and making it stronger. Other resistance groups sent them more alien parts they had collected from crashed ships. Phoenix was becoming famous. Stories about it spread everywhere. Some people even left messages on walls. The Phoenix is coming. The Dominion increased their searches using more ships and ground patrols. Hyun Kim joined their team as a supply runner, bringing food and materials from Resistance. Caches. He was quiet and efficient. No one noticed how carefully he watched everything they did, or how he disappeared for an hour each night. The Dominion is getting desperate, Jinwoo told them one evening. They're offering safe places and extra food to anyone who helps them find us. Hana looked around at her tired team. We should move again soon. But it was already too late. That night, while everyone slept, 4 Dominion ships surrounded the old hospital. Ground troops moved in silently. The team woke to the sound of alien weapons charging up. June grabbed his gun, but there were too many enemies. Sumin ran to her computer to wipe their data. Daeho tried to block the door. Get to Phoenix, Hana yelled to Young Mi. If they could activate the machine, they might have a chance. They fought their way to the main room where Phoenix stood. Young Mi reached it first and started the activation sequence. The machine began to power up, its lights flickering on. Then a blast hit the ceiling. Concrete and metal fell, crushing part of Phoenix and trapping Young Mi inside. Another blast hit near Hana, sending a piece of sharp metal through her shoulder. She fell, pain blinding her. Through the dust and smoke, she saw Hyun standing with the Dominion soldiers. You, she gasped. You told them. Hyun didn't meet her eyes. They promised to spare my family. The soldiers took everyone prisoner. They loaded the damaged Phoenix onto a large transport ship. Hana, bleeding badly, was barely conscious as they carried her away. For 2 weeks, she drifted between life and death in a Resistance medical station. The others had been rescued during transport by a brave group of fighters, but Phoenix remained in Dominion hands. When Hana finally woke fully, her first words were about the machine. Did they destroy it? Jinwoo shook his head. They're studying it, trying to understand how it works. Hana closed her eyes, thinking about her connection with Phoenix. Even now she could feel something. A faint pulse, like the machine was calling to her. They won't understand it, she whispered, because they don't understand us. In her fever dreams that night, Hana saw Phoenix clearly. She realized something important about the alien technology. It wasn't just responding to human creativity. It was learning from it, growing from it. It's not just a machine, she told the team when they gathered around her bed the next morning. It's evolving, and we need to get it back. 3 months had passed since they lost Phoenix. Hana's shoulder had healed, leaving a jagged scar. The Resistance had grown stronger, with groups fighting in every region. But time was running out. The Stellar Dominion had announced that Earth's processing would begin in 1 week. The team worked in a new location, deep in the mountains. Here, they had built something new. Using what they had learned from Phoenix, they created a second machine. This one was different, built from the start to connect deeply with human emotion. It's ready, Sumin said, stepping back from the gleaming creation. They had named it Phoenix Rising. The new machine stood taller than the original. Its outer shell was covered in a network of fine lines that glowed with soft blue light. These neural connectors would amplify the pilot's emotional states, making the connection even stronger. And the others? Hana asked. Jinwoo nodded. 5 more built by Resistance teams around the world. Not as advanced as yours, but ready to fight. Their plan was bold. While Resistance fighters attacked Dominion ground forces worldwide, the 6 machines would target the aliens' command ship, a massive vessel that hovered high above the Pacific Ocean. If they could destroy it, the entire Dominion force would lose coordination. Young Mi had recovered from her injuries and would pilot Phoenix Rising. Hana, with her deep understanding of the technology, would handle weapons systems. The neural helmet had been modified to allow 2 people to connect at once. The night before the attack, Hana couldn't sleep. She walked outside and looked at the stars, wondering which one the Dominion called home. Are you afraid? June asked, joining her. Yes, Hana admitted, but not of dying. I'm afraid of failing. June put his hand on her good shoulder. You gave us hope when we had none. Whatever happens tomorrow, remember that. Dawn broke clear and cold. Around the world, resistance fighters moved into position. The 6 machines were transported to their launch points. Phoenix Rising stood on a mountain ridge, sunlight reflecting off its surface. "Connection active," young Mi said as she and Hana linked to the machine. The familiar tingle of the neural interface spread through Hana's body, but stronger this time. She could feel young Mi's presence in the system too, their emotions mingling with the machine's growing awareness. "All units ready." Jinwoo's voice came through the communication system. "Begin Operation Earthrise." Phoenix Rising lifted off the ground, power flowing through its systems. Across the world, the other 5 machines did the same. They were all different, each reflecting the people who built them, but all sharing the same core technology. They flew high above the clouds, heading toward the Pacific. As they approached the command ship, Dominion fighters rose to meet them. The battle began. Phoenix Rising moved with incredible speed, dodging energy blasts while returning fire. Young Mi's control was perfect, making the machine dance through the air like it was part of a performance. Hana focused on the weapons, her determination giving them extra power. 2 of the other machines fell early in the battle, overwhelmed by the sheer number of Dominion fighters. A third was badly damaged, but continued to fight. The remaining 3, including Phoenix Rising, broke through the outer defenses and reached the command ship itself. "We need to find the central control chamber," Hana told the others. "According to our intelligence, it's deep inside." They landed on the massive ship's outer hull and cut their way in. Inside, they faced Dominion ground troops and internal defense systems. The passage was narrow, forcing them to fight in close quarters. Phoenix Rising took heavy damage. Warning lights flashed across Hana's vision through the neural link. System after system failed or worked at reduced capacity. "We're not going to make it much further," young Mi said, her voice strained from the effort of maintaining control. Then, through the neural link, Hana felt something new. The machine itself seemed to be offering a solution, not in words, but in feelings and images. "We don't need to reach the control chamber physically," she realized. "The neural network can connect from here," she explained quickly to young Mi. Together they focused their minds, pushing their connection with Phoenix Rising to its limit. The neural network on the machine's surface glowed brighter, sending out invisible tendrils of energy that reached through the ship's systems. "They're trying to block us," young Mi gasped as resistance appeared in the connection. The Dominion consciousness pushed back against their intrusion. In Hana's mind, it felt cold and logical, a unified intelligence that thought as one. "They don't understand what they're fighting," Hana said. "Show them who we are." Young Mi poured her emotions into the connection. All her grief for what Earth had lost, her hope for what could be saved, her determination to protect what remained. Hana added her own feelings, and through their connection, the emotions of everyone who had helped build Phoenix Rising flowed into the system. The Dominion consciousness recoiled from this flood of unfamiliar sensation. Its logical patterns couldn't process such chaotic input. Systems began to fail throughout the ship as confusion spread through the alien network. "Now!" Hana shouted, and young Mi directed their remaining weapons power into the heart of the ship. The resulting explosion sent shockwaves across the ocean. As the command ship fell, Dominion forces worldwide lost coordination. Their ships crashed or flew aimlessly. Their ground troops retreated in confusion. Phoenix Rising, severely damaged but still functioning, carried Hana and young Mi back to land. As they landed on a beach, the machine finally shut down, its power spent. 1 month later, Hana stood in the junkyard where everything had started. Around her, children played with pieces of Dominion technology, building imaginary spaceships and robots. The remaining aliens had left Earth, sending a message of surrender before departing. "What will you build next?" Jinwoo asked, joining her. Hana watched the children's creative play and smiled. "Something better than a war machine, something that builds instead of destroys." The piece of alien metal in her pocket pulsed warmly, almost like it was agreeing with her.